at this new ruling. I want to know your thoughts too. So the NFL decided to allow coaches to challenge this particular pass interference. I call it PI, calls and no calls, right? They about, in my opinion, they're about like what, 3 or 4 years too late, right? When we had Dez Bryant in his prime, we would see the DBs hanging all over him. I mean, big physical wide receiver. You'll see him jam him down the field. I mean, I'll be looking at it like, man, come on, man. Come on, Ralph. What kind of eyes you got? You got the Ray Charles vision, the Stephen Wonder visions. But now they allow these calls to be challenged, right? It says right here on the NFL, this is on the Twitter handle. Shout out to those who got the Twitter. NFL will now allow coaches to challenge pass interference calls and no calls following the season because of the Saints. You know, they were whining and crying about it. And if we look back at it and everything that we was talking about earlier, all throughout the year, Cowboys been shafted on so many pass interference calls and no hold calls. They should have thrown holding in there. Maybe we as fan base, Cowboy Nation, we didn't cry enough about it, right? But it's going to slow down the game. Yeah, Ocho, it says, Ochow, it says it's going to slow down the game. I agree. It's going to slow it down. Let's look at Chris Mortensen. Sounds like Sean Payton and coaches are going to get their win after all, I guess. The NFC title loss, pretty much the non-call, but, you know, we will say this right here. They actually, if you look at it, Sean Payton blew that game. How in the world you don't run that rock when you got the ball on your side of the 20? Just run it, man. Just run it. Just run the rock. He tried to be all cute with it and pass the ball, and Drew Brees threw the ball. Low pass. I mean, the defender, yeah, he did murk the guy on the edge there, but that play shouldn't even have been existed in the first place. It took them long enough. This is from the Henry family. Shout out to you. DJ Kyle, appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. People saying finally replying to the Super Bowl in week 2. They got the meme out there saying like, okay, this is what's going on. Really? We really gonna sit back and let this go? Right. Some people saying that this is, I guess it's going to be heavily on the Saints. They're going to be like, yes, I told you guys. Yes, indeed. Boy, true to the ATL. They got the little kid kicking and streaming over there. If you look at the last play of the Eagles past Super Bowl, there were like 4 different PIs. How would that proposal work on that play? And then this tweet unavailable. And I guess they must have said, nah, we're going to kick that back. I wish we could Killer's talking about the Deion Sanders PI Michael Irvin in 1994. Clearly, Michael Irvin had him beat. And Deion just straight, I'm talking about straight murk Michael Irvin. Didn't he let him get his route out, man? What about face mask calls? Oh my goodness, we can go on and on about how many face mask calls and hits to the helmet, especially on Rain Dakota Prescott. We ain't gonna talk about that though, right? Man, Munoz, you already know what I'm talking about, right? Yes, indeed. Let me see what else we have here. 28-3 is all we need to be said to you all. I guess they're going back and forth with the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know how the Atlanta Falcons allowed the Patriots to come back and win that game. Here go my conspiracy theories. I knew they was going to come up. I knew that they was going to come up and and post their concerns. See, we can look at it from here. We see it right here. Face mask. Ball. Y'all see it on your screen right there? Snapped at 0. Face mask. See, the NFL is going to forever. See, man, I heard somebody say this old Me Too movement, man. But the NFL will always forever have these type of issues, guys. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. Look, what they gonna call off of this? You know, they're gonna have this reviewable, face mask reviewable. Man, Verl said, "Come on, Law, run through the game." I think that the coaches threw the game too. Somehow the coaches threw that game because all they had to do is run the ball. Why are people so scared of running the rock? That's my thing is, you up, run the rock. Think about it, man. And I'm not trying to throw salt. I'm not trying to throw no shade at the Patriots. I'm not. All the Seattle Seahawks had to do was run the ball when they had beast mode, when it was at the 1, right? It was at the inch of the first down or at the touchdown. And all the Atlanta Falcons had to do when they was up 28-3 is just run the ball. I mean, that's 2 Super Bowls. That's literally 2 Super Bowls that the Patriots said, okay, ching. Man. Brian Bradford said, so the Eagles can challenge the play when they scored against our Cowboys versus Dallas. Got our last helmet. Eagles scored the touchdown, but we were called offensive pass interference. Yeah, Brian. These calls going to always be. Pass interference is the worst call to call because it's always going to be subjective. It is. It's like it was an incidental contact. I did a full breakdown of how they murked Rico Gathers on the field against the Washington Redskins. And I think that was the game that we lost or what have you. But I was saying, like, before that play occurred or what have you, Rico was running down the field, minding his own business. Then all of a sudden, the defender got right in his pathway, bumped him, knocked him off his route. The guy was Peter rolling. But it's one of those things, guys. It's going to be a long game. That's how I look at it. And look at everybody crying about it. Neil Hiss. Someone's going to be unhappy at the end of the game. Roger, that's just how sports work. This is overreacting. Yeah, I agree with this guy right here. Everybody's going to be mad about something. The game is never going to be called 100% right. You know, it's just that's just the bottom line of how it goes. Let me see what's under here. The NFL Football of Operations. Club voted to expand the replay review to cover offensive and defensive pass interference. Whether or not it was called or uncalled, I still think that the players still will have 2 challenges, or the coaches will still have 2 challenges, right? So that's going to be a thing right there of how they're going to be able to correct this, because there's always going to be somebody's going to be mad about something. There's always going to be somebody saying that, hey, wait a minute, a foul is a foul. You can't touch the receiver before the ball gets there. You can't really pull the receiver's hands down. We understand how that ruling can be all subjective in certain ways. This rule change also expands the automatic replay review to include scoring plays and turnovers negated by a foul, and any try to attempt the extra point or 2-point conversions. Okay, all right, whatever that means. What's my guy over here says? You can't take the human factor away. Jimmy, you right. I mean, once you start taking the human factor away, you might as well start building machine to play this game, and you say, okay, well, who can build the best machine to play the football game? That's where it's boiling. That's where it's boiling down to. Hey, Sheila Neal. Hey, Joseph. Thank y'all for tuning in to the nation. Appreciate it. They should ban kickoff except for the opening each, except for the open on each half. This is from Virl. I don't know. I think the AAF got it done correctly. On that. It's gonna be a long game, guys. Awesome. Wolfgang. Hopefully this doesn't turn into soccer. Oh my goodness. I read this proposal. It counts as 2 challenges. They already have no added challenge yet. All right, so they still have. So Joseph, what you're saying is that they still have their 2 challenges. It's just that they want to call it on. Hey, my guy was not pass interference or PI'd. How about the pass interference rule altogether? Do you like it like the college style where it's only 15 yards, or do you like the spot foul pass interference? I think that it should be a mixture of both. In the last 2 minutes, they can do the spot foul pass interference because you don't want nobody just running all the way back and just launching the ball throughout the game. But I think in the middle of the game of each quarter, they should have 15 yards on the PI. That's how I feel. How do you guys like that proposal of a pass interference? Spot foul is so cheap. So y'all don't like the spot foul? Or you like the fact that it's so subjective anyway that I think we played against who was it? We were playing against the Raiders in 2017. They called a bogus pass interference on Jordan Lewis against Michael Crabtree. I think the quarterback, he just closed his eyes and threw it up for a prayer. And just because Crabtree was the quote-unquote veteran at the time, they said, well, it had to be some type of contact. So by that being, that it is, we just go ahead and call it pass interference. I mean, it's so subjective. But Savage Time, I don't like the spot for the foul. Spot of the foul, BS neither. It should be the 15 yards. Y'all break that down for me then. Law, what do you say about the KO returns rule, kickoff return rules? It was the worst year that they just kicked it out of the end zone. James Strickland. I mean, to save these players some reps, man, from running all the way down there, and it's going to go out in the end zone anyway. Just start that mug right out on the 25 or start it off on the 20. No kickoff returns. But there's some people out there that needs to make the team, and there's some people that need to make the team. The only way they can make the team is through special teams, the gunners, the kickoff return specialists, that special weapon out there. So they're gonna be like, nah, Law, this is the way I can make my food. Joshua Cribb somewhere like, nah, Law. The Desmond Howards of the world like, nah, Law. Even before Tyreek Hill was able to get so proficient in his route running, he's like, hey man, that's how I was able to get my shine on, So and the other guy that used to play for the Chicago Bears, I forgot his name. What's his name? Chicago Bears back in the days. What's his name, man? He used to run it back all the time. Name of the tip of Devin Hester's, man. Yeah, other worlds. Yeah, man. So I mean, those guys are going to be no longer in existence. And then you can argue the fact that in the Seattle Seahawks game, if it was not for Tavon Austin's kickoff returns and punt returns, then that's a whole different story because kickoff versus punt return. So I don't know, man. Senior citizen moment. Yes, indeed. Y'all talked about Michael Irvin. Yeah, you guys pray for Michael Irvin, man. Let me see if I can pull that up. And Irving. Let me see if we got any of his stuff out here. Because the guy's going through the emotions right now. His father, he was talking about, I don't know if he got it on his Twitter page. I know he got it on his IG. But he was talking about his father. His father had throat cancer. And since the Saints game, he was rooting for the Cowboys. And I'm not talking about his father, but himself, because his father passed away. Michael Irvin's father passed away when he was 51. And Michael Irvin is right around that age now. And he was talking about the fact that after the Saints game, he lost his voice. And by him losing his voice, he just thought it was like, hey, something that he can probably overcome. But it went on from 1 week to 2 weeks to 2 weeks to like a couple of months or what have you. And now he just been, I guess, admitted to the hospital. And he's just trying to see and figure out what is going on. He just pray and hope for us to all put our prayers together and hope that it's just something that it can be healed quickly and it's not throat cancer or what have you. Let me see if I can pull up his IG, man, and we'll see if we can go there to his page or what have you. Michael Irvin's a beast, man. Look, I went straight to the Instagram. He's the first thing that jumped up at me, man. And this is an update, actually. Dallas legend Michael Irvin says in an Instagram post that he undergone testing for possible throat cancer and more. So it's not an update. It's just this guy right here posting it. So y'all keep your prayers alive for Michael Irvin as he goes through this battle. Life is such a crucial point. It's sensitive too. Life is very, 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 very short time on this earth, right? One of a kind person, man. If you talk to Michael Irvin for like 2 or 3 seconds, he'll make you run through a brick wall, man. He really do, man. He'll make you have that type of presence out there. Sheila Neal, appreciate you for tuning in. Joseph, thank you as well. And let's go. Pray for the GOAT. That was Savage Time saying, yeah, you guys pray for it. Right. So pretty much here, man. I would just want to be able to update you guys on the let me go to my page right quick. Let me show y'all what I put out there. This is what I posted earlier. And this is crazy. Antonio Brown was like, do not listen to any of the NFL players who got paid yet, right? He says they would do in and say anything and make sure that they were going to get paid, even if it's compromising the integrity or anything said to be true.
We have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We have a problem.
I don't know why.
We have a problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. But this is what I posted earlier. I said, so it took forever and a day for the NFL to admit Dez Bryant caught the ball and only one little offseason for those whiny little Saint fans to get all upset. It's crazy, guys. All right, I got to take this call. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in to the nation. I really do, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful night. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go to listen in to the Cowboys sports talk and news and